feel like I'm really learning to appreciate the different things about the different seasons and how every season just has something nice and beautiful that's unique and different from the other seasons. And now I actually understand why people love fall so much, because the seasons change, it's getting a little colder, so you can put on maybe like a sweater or a blanket or drink some tea without getting overheated. But it's still very pleasant outside. At least this year in the Netherlands has been especially pleasant. It hasn't rained that much. Like, it rains, but it's kind of, we would call it wisselvallig, that it changes a lot very quickly. So it's not that chilly. We haven't even really had the heating on except maybe 1 or 2 days since September. It's October now. Today is also one of those days. This morning was really sunny. In the past couple of hours it's been more cloudy, and now the sun is coming out again. So I don't know what the weather is going to be for this video, but I wanted to do something different today. So if you're new, normally I just make vlog style content. It's basically the only thing that I do, with a few exceptions here and there, but it's mostly vlogs. But I just really am not feeling it at the moment to film vlogs. I have a couple to edit that are still coming out, but I'm craving having a cozy sit down. So I have a blanket, I have the candles on, I even have some tea in this gorgeous pink flower cup. So I thought we could make a cozy moment out of it. So today I thought we could talk about fall favorites and just general things to do to get in the mood for the next season while the summer is over with. The seasons are changing, it's cooling down, it's being more cloudy, more rainy, more windy, and what to do to have like a very cozy, very nice, enjoyable, maybe even productive season. And it's basically just my favorite things to do in fall. Okay, so the first thing I already mentioned is candles. I don't really burn candles in the summer because it gets dark really late in the Netherlands, like 11 or something. But now it gets dark a little earlier, like 7:30, 8, around that time. And I've just been loving burning the candles at night. We've already made a fire in the fireplace once, and it was amazing. And when it's still a little warm like it is now, I just put a couple of candles in the fireplace and I have a few around the living room. But I also put a couple in the bedroom because I like reading in bed at night. And now I just have like a couple of candle holders, and I burn some candles at night to really let myself know that it's cozy time. So I've been loving burning candles. And something else that I've been burning is also letters. So I don't know, there's just something about this time of year that makes it so amazing to let go of things. And with the burning, I feel like I like writing everything down that I like to let go of. So I would just write, I'm letting go of, and just make a list as long as possible. Just write everything down that doesn't serve you anymore, all the people that don't serve you, all the things, all the work stuff, personal stuff, physical stuff. Just write it all down. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to enable this. I'm not going to entertain this anymore. I'm just done. Like, for example, habits that you no longer want to do, like health habits, productive habits, money habits, just something that you want to let go of, and just pour it out on the pages. You can write it with pen and paper, obviously, which I also really love journaling in general. But just dump everything out that you no longer need anymore. And if you want, you could even add an intention at the end of what you are making room for. So it's kind of like a recycling of the energy. And I really like burning a letter like that, I think. Yesterday, I keep looking over here because this is where the fireplace is. But I think yesterday I burned like 5 pages, like front and back, so 10 pages. And I just let it go. I was done with it. I was like, I'm ready to let go. I'm burning it, you know, making room for new, better, beautiful things. And it just feels amazing. And If you don't have a fireplace, if you have an outside place, you can burn it outside. It just feels so good to burn, and whatever stress or tension I'm feeling in my body from the things I'm letting go of while I'm watching the letter burn, I just feel the feeling disappear. The same way that the paper is just disappearing and like gone, that same way I feel like the feelings of stress and negativity and things I'm done with just kind of evaporates and it's done. And I feel like it really helps to actually look at it and really watch it burn basically. But yeah, it's a good season to let go of stuff. I don't know, it just feels good to let go, and I feel like it also kind of suits this time of year, you know, like you're harvesting, all the plants are dying outside and the leaves are falling, and you're just dropping everything that you no longer need. It's just a great time for that. It just happens to be that Arjan has a lot of stuff at night, so I've just been having a lot of nights in by myself, and besides burning stuff, I also do other things. Sorry, I'm glancing down. I wrote some notes because I felt like I wanted to have something to say. So I've been baking. I baked this amazing stroopwafel blondie for Arjan. He loved it. And then I've just been loving sharing whatever I bake. So both of my parents have an enormous sweet tooth. I haven't seen my dad because he's traveling, but I gave some to my mom. She loves stuff that you can combine with ice cream and whipped cream and stuff. And Arjan has been eating a lot of it, and I always give some for him and his colleague because he has like an office in the neighborhood where he works, and it's just him and another colleague. Other people stop by, but it's mostly just them, so I always give some for him to give to his colleague as well. And even though I love baking, I don't have that much of a sweet tooth. It just kind of depends on what time of the month it is, basically. And yeah, I've just been loving just giving my baked goods away and kind of connecting with people that way. It's just really a nice time of year to also give and share with loved ones or colleagues or just like neighbors and stuff. Like, yeah, I really like that. So on my nights in, something else that I've been doing is of course watching TV shows, watching movies, reading. So I just read the second book in the Dream Harbor series. So the first one is called The Cinnamon Spice Cafe, I think. It's the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I think. And then the second one is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore, and both are fall themed. Especially the first one is very fall. The second one is mostly in the summer, which I was really surprised about because even the cover is covered in autumn foliage and gold leaves and stuff. But I feel like the first one, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, is like a good enough read. But then the second one I wouldn't really recommend. So I guess besides my favorites, it's also the things I'm not recommending. And yeah, I enjoy reading more seasonal stuff, but those two books by Laurie Gilmore are like the perfect, almost Gilmore Girls vibe in a book, but then it's young adults instead of a mother-daughter. But it's just like the writing just isn't that great. So I would recommend the first one for the vibes, and the second one is alright. But what I do like to read in fall is Fitzgerald's The Beautiful and Damned. So it takes place over a couple of years, so a lot of it is in the fall and winter time, but there's also a couple of chapters in the summer. But I would still recommend because I find the description of the icy cold, the icy November cold, if I remember correctly, is really good. So The Beautiful and Damned. And I would say This Side of Paradise is also, that's Fitzgerald's first book, like the one that was his breakthrough back in the day. I would recommend both. The first one also has a little bit more of a like fall academia vibe. A lot of it takes place in Princeton, if I remember correctly. Like Princeton University. So I feel like the first two Fitzgerald books are definitely more like fall, winter. And then the second two that he published while he was still alive, The Great Gatsby and Tender is the Night, those two are more summery. But the first two I think you can read in this time. I do have to warn you, his first two books are kind of a mess. It's like he wrote a lot of short stories in his career, and these books really read more like a collection of short stories, plus he feels like he needs to tell you the whole life story of the main character in both the first and the second book. But once you finish reading it, at least for me, once I finished reading both, I was really glad I read them. But it is a little bit of a struggle sometimes. But if you really want like easy autumn reads, then the Laurie Gilmore books are more recommended. But I'm still looking for a happy medium, basically. Okay, so good things to watch, or that I have been watching. So this has nothing to do with fall, but I've been watching Love is Blind UK season 2 and I've been really loving it. I think I only have the wedding episode left, and it's a very good season. I really enjoyed it. So if you're into Love is Blind, or even if you've never watched it, Love is Blind UK season 2 is really good. Something else that I'm looking forward to is Nobody Wants This season 2. So last fall I watched Nobody Wants This and I thought it was really kind of fall themed kind of, and yeah, it was just really enjoyable and good. It's like a romantic comedy series. Of course, I've been watching Gilmore Girls. I've actually been rewatching it for a couple of years now, but I'm at season 7 and it's just so good to watch at this time of year. I don't know, I just love it. Also, unpopular opinion, I know that people don't like the 7th season because it was written by other writers, but I didn't know that initially when I watched it for the first time. I think most people didn't probably, but actually I'm really enjoying the 7th season. Like I've watched it before and I've been really paying attention to the dialogue and really kind of seeing like, is this not them or something? But I find it very good and very similar to the rest of the series. So I'm actually really impressed with the writers, and I'm happy that the show got a natural ending and it didn't get cancelled like kind of in the middle of the story, because I always really dislike that when the show doesn't get like wrapped up. I like when the show gets wrapped up. Of course, movies to watch is You've Got Mail and Harry Met Sally, are both kind of autumn themed. Like, it's good to watch this time of year. I have more movies to recommend, but maybe I would make a different video about that, because I don't really like talking about all the movies and books for too long, because I just want this to be like a well-rounded video that you can just put on in the background and kind of listen to. Of course, nature hikes, neighborhood hikes. I've been loving going outside and just enjoying how the trees are changing, how it's chilly but not cold, and just the lighting is so different this time of year, especially in early fall. I just feel like the whole world is colored in kind of this sort of sepia orange, like the blue of the sky is like a different kind of blue than in summer. And yeah, I just find it very, very beautiful this time of year, just like the gold light and stuff. So I've been really enjoying it, and I've also been just enjoying like cycling outside, which is of course very Dutch, but if you have the possibility, it's just like free exercise, and it's just so good for your mental health to go places by bike, or if you can't, like maybe walking. Yeah, it's just so lovely, like doing groceries with my bike or bringing vintage packages to the package points and stuff. And yeah, it's just really good. And I've also been clearing out all my closets and just my home, and I'm really also in that regard really letting go of what I no longer need. So I'm selling a lot of my clothes on Vinted. I'll put a link down below if you want to check it out. I've also been selling or giving away or donating some of our interior stuff. Not everything, like I'm not getting rid of everything, but just some stuff, like people gave it to you, or you know, you bought it because it matched something else, but that's something else you don't have anymore, or I don't know. I feel like it's just time to kind of get some new energy into the home. And yeah, I've just been enjoying letting go of stuff, and I'll see, you know, I'm making room for new things, but I'm also not in a hurry to replace stuff. I'll just kind of see what I run into. And I've also really noticed that I need a little bit more skincare and stuff this time of year, so I'm making an effort to kind of put a little bit more time into it, especially in the evening, and maybe do a few more masks and some scrubs, but also some extra moisturizer or serum and stuff. So I'm just kind of experimenting. I got some samples and I'm just trying to find a new routine that suits me basically. And What I've also really been enjoying is stepping out on the balcony to just get some fresh air in the morning when I'm preparing my breakfast or just like for lunch, because it's kind of too chilly to actually sit outside and relax. But it's really nice to just step outside for a couple of minutes and get some fresh air. If I do want to hang out outside, I would usually just go to the park with a book and just like read with a book, and it's been so pleasant. And then finally, also in the spirit of letting go, I always find myself this time of year reevaluating my career, my purpose, just kind of what I want to do with my life. And I recorded another video on this, but I kind of have a new job. But for now, what I want to focus on more is that, for example, with videos on YouTube, I've been doing it for a couple of years now. And last year around this time, I also had this where I just feel like what I've been doing is kind of like, I'm proud of it and I'm happy with it, but it's not working for me anymore, and it's time to sort of pivot. So last year I decided to start talking a little bit more about sustainability and about low-buy living, and especially with the holidays coming up, I talked a lot about thrifting holiday outfits and doing a little bit of a more sustainable Christmas and regifting and, you know, wrapping paper, like wrapping your gifts in a sustainable way, like that kind of stuff. And I really wanted to talk about that more because that felt more aligned. And before that, I always felt kind of scared because I was worried that people would be like, well, but you're not perfect because you fly places for holidays. So why are you telling me to be more sustainable when you're not even perfect or something? Like, I just had this thing that I felt like I couldn't share these things because then I would get criticized, which didn't happen at all, by the way. It actually really inspired a lot of positive reactions also from people just from my personal life. Felt very inspired by it. So it actually got 0 negative reactions and only positive or neutral, or nothing out of the ordinary happened basically. And this year I've been feeling like, I don't know how many or how long I'm going to do this, but I've just been feeling that I don't want to film and edit vlogs at the moment, and I've been kind of struggling with that feeling over the summer. But you know, it's summer, you're traveling, you're busy, you know, like it's just not really the time. Like, it's already kind of bubbling up to the surface, but it's not really there that you're actually going to make a decision about it. And obviously I took a month off from content creation in September, and I have a video about that already out or coming out as well. I just am not passionate about filming and editing vlogs at the moment. I'm not saying that I'm going to quit or quitting, or I'm not making decisions about it forever, but I'm just leaning into what I'm feeling. And what I'm feeling is that I want to do more cozy, talkative vlogs or videos. I want to do more like just like cozy, chatty videos. And I mean, I'm just doing this one now. Maybe after this it's one and done and it's back to the vlogs. I don't know. But I've been feeling, it's not that I have something specific that I want to say or talk about, because with this video also, it's not that I have like a message that I want to get out. It's more that it just seems enjoyable for me to just sit down and talk and have a cozy moment. Then I can go on and live my life, and I don't have to document everything that I do, and everything that I do can just be for me. And then I can sit down and talk about it with you, which is so odd because I always kind of thought like, oh, sit down videos are kind of over and not interesting. Like, I'm never going to do that. But now I just feel called to do it, so here I am doing it. And maybe if you have an idea but you're kind of telling yourself that it's not a good idea, or it's not going to be successful, or it's over, it's like new trends are coming, it's, you know, if it's calling you, just do it, just try it out, you know. I guess this is your sign to just listen to your intuition, and that's also just a really good note to leave it on. I think, like, just do what feels good for you. If you follow your heart and you follow what makes you happy, you're always going to end up in the right place. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Watch my other vlogs. I have a whole playlist of autumn vlogs, Christmas vlogs, spring and summer also, but that's maybe for another time of year. I also have a playlist with all my vlogs. So thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. It really helps me so much. And yeah, I just want to wish you a very, very pleasant rest of the day, rest of the week, and thank you so much. Bye.